and welcome to the news at this hour. I'm your host Rika Roy, and here is the top story. Tahir Hussain, a former Aadmi Party councillor who is facing multiple cases in connection with his alleged role in the 2020 Delhi riots, sought bail to contest the Delhi elections. Chief Justice Sanjiv Khanna has constituted a 3-judge bench to hear Tahir Hussain's bail plea. It will come up for hearing on the 28th of January. Earlier, a 2-judge bench had delivered a split verdict on Wednesday. Justice Pankaj Mittal had said it would open a Pandora's box if the interim bail was given to him to contest elections. We are joined by our colleague Nupur for more on this story. Nupur, Tuesday will be a big day in the case. Will Supreme Court allow Hussain to campaign given that there are multiple allegations against him? The charge sheet, in fact, shows that his house was used as the epicenter of offences.
Yes, of course, because there has been actually the split verdict had shown two sides of the same case. While one of the judge was in favor of granting bail to him on grounds of right to liberty and on grounds that he has been in jail for since 2020, more than 5 years. He's been in jail. So on that grounds, Justice Amanullah had said that he can be granted bail, while Justice Pankaj Mittal had categorically denied bail to him and has said that, it's high time Indian citizens get access to clean politics, and has made certain very strong observations about, the charges against Tahir Hussain and the serious nature of charges and about allegations against him in the case. Now, today, the latest development is the CJI has constituted a fresh 3-judge bench that will decide whether Tahir Hussain should be granted bail, an interim bail, right, just to conduct for his elections, the upcoming Delhi elections. So the 3 new judges that are on the bench will now have to answer the question that is left open by the previous split verdict of the Supreme Court on Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Nupur Dogra, for getting us all those details. Now, here's a big international story we are reporting at this hour. Russian President Vladimir Putin has indicated his willingness to meet Donald Trump with the ongoing Ukraine war as the key focus. The remarks came hours after the POTUS threatened Russia with a tougher economic sanction if it did not agree to end its nearly 3-year offensive. Trump had claimed on Thursday that the OPEC alliance of oil exporting countries shared responsibility for the nearly 3-year conflict in Ukraine because it has kept oil prices too high. Meanwhile, Trump has threatened to impose massive tariffs and sanctions against Russia if the war did not end immediately.
The American economy would not benefit from prices that are too high, because you would need to produce different kinds of goods within the country, and prices that are too low aren't beneficial either, because it undermines investment capabilities of energy companies. So we have a lot to discuss here. And there are also other issues in the energy sector that could pose mutual interest.
My colleague Mohammad Ghazali joins for more on the story. Ghazali, seems like Putin is ready for negotiations with Trump on Ukraine war. He has struck a favorable tone, downplaying Trump's previous economic threats.
Yeah, certainly. The recent statements by Mr. Putin shows that he is willing to come to the negotiation table with Mr. Trump, and it also comes remarkably hours after Mr. Trump had said in the Davos summit that he wants OPEC and Arab countries to bring down the oil prices, and that is reacting to which Mr. Putin also said that perhaps Trump is an intelligent man and he won't do anything like that to either drastically bring down the oil prices or energy prices or drastically increase it, because in both cases it will hamper America and Russian economy both. So in some way or the other, he also sort of endorsed Trump's presidency, saying that had Mr. Trump won the election in 2020, which was the mandate which was stolen by Biden, this war would not have happened. So I think the sanction threats by Mr. Trump it appears that it's working out, and perhaps Mr. Putin will be toning down much more, and we could see a possible negotiation between Russia and Ukraine mediated by United States.
Right, thank you very much for getting us all those reports, Mohammad Ghazali. Now, the man accused of stabbing Saif Ali Khan inside his house will now stay in jail till the 29th of January. His police custody, which was extended today, which was ending today, was extended because his confession, the police said that they needed him to tie up some loose ends. Saif Ali Khan today recorded his statement before the police, recounting his ordeal. Meanwhile, the unseemly politics over Saif's recovery continues, with people now questioning if he was even really stabbed. But why are the doubters trying to muddy the probe? Let's listen into this report by my colleague Shubhangi.
For days, we have been flooded with all sorts of conspiracy theories around the sensational Saif Ali Khan stabbing case, creating needless doubts in the mind of public. So what we are going to do is emphasize the facts and only facts to debunk all the surrounding noise related to the case. Let's look at the case facts one by one. There's no doubt that Saif Ali Khan was attacked by an individual inside his house in the dead of the night. Fact 2. Reputed doctors from the Leelavati hospital, not some random people, have confirmed that Saif Ali Khan had 5 injuries, some severe on him. Fact number 3, that an injured Saif Ali Khan walked into the hospital all drenched in blood on that fateful night. Is it also not a fact that Saif Ali Khan was hospitalized for 5 days and that he underwent surgery due to his injuries? Also, isn't it a fact that the medical report confirmed 5 injuries on his neck, hands and back? And doctors said that fortunately the knife didn't hurt his spine, which could have made it more complicated and dangerous. The next fact, the piece of knife that was removed from Saif's body during the surgery by the doctors. We next come to the probe. The police have nabbed the alleged attacker after an extensive manhunt. Is it also not a fact that eyewitnesses, the domestic help at the Saif house, they have also corroborated the attack in their statement to the police? And finally, viewers, Saif Ali Khan himself has recorded the statement with the cops saying that he was stabbed by the attacker and he wanted to save his family and his child from the intruder who threatened their lives. So in the face of all these screaming facts, we want to put up some direct question to all the doubting Thomases who are propagating wild conspiracy theories day in and day out. The big question, our first-rate question, viewers, why are these doubting Thomases propounding these fantastic conspiracy theories? What is their motive? Are these doubters muddying the police probe in a criminal case where people's life and safety are involved? Why can't they just let the police do their job and let Saif and family deal with the trauma of the horrifying incident? Or are these doubters dissecting every aspect of this case just for cheap sensationalism and grabbing eyeballs? And that brings us to the last and most important question. Are we seeing a redo of Sushant Singh Rajput case saga that sensationalized and trivialized a tragedy and literally destroyed lives? This is a question to ponder. We leave you to decide.
So here's a special report from Davos. My colleague Ambika catches up with Bhumi Pednekar, who's at the World Economic Forum, to talk about sustainable practices she follows and how she aims to educate the Gen Next who has no planet B.
Banega Swasth India campaign is at the World Economic Forum Davos 2025, and we have a very special guest with us, someone who's been with us on the campaign since 2016.
Yes, I'm very proud of it.
Thank you so much. A passionate climate warrior, somebody who really has been working from the cause, and we've been seeing it for the cause. Actress Bhumi Pednekar, thank you so much. Young global leader. Is that what has got you here to Davos? Tell us about it.
Yes, you're right. I'm here with the Young Global Leader community, which is a part of the WEF. I got this opportunity last year and I have been maximizing it to the most of my ability, because I get to be in rooms, I get to be a part of conversations, communication that's more impact and action led. I think at the very start of my career, because of the trajectory of work that I have done, I realized that what gives me true joy is bringing about a positive change. And I think very organically it has transformed into me actually being at the World Economic Forum Summit here in Davos. And I'm so motivated and inspired by sharing a platform with such amazing people from all across the world, from different walks of life. They are achievers with just one agenda. How do we make this world better? So very, very, very fortunate for this opportunity.
You know, Bhumi, my next question, when you say how do we make this world better, I mean, that's actually what I wanted to ask you. Looking at what we're going through, we're witnessing climate change. How can, and you as a, really a climate warrior, you've been working in the space of sustainability. How can individuals take more, how can they be more conscious and take the right steps to protect our environment?
I think let's start by creating some empathy within ourselves. I often say this, that what we are lacking as a race and as a generation is that we don't care about anything, not even our own healths. And then where will we care about all the millions of species that we share this planet with? We don't really. Let's start with that, and automatically you will go on to a lifestyle of sustainability. Honestly, very easy. We need to start living the way our grandmothers did. हमारी नानियाँ जैसी जीती थी. If we just start doing that, which is just a generation ago, right? Like I remember I would see my grandmother, she would always like have a wet waste separated, and because they had a huge house and she would like farm within her house, etc., she would always convert it into manure and use it for her plants and her trees, a compost. And she obviously had like natural ways of composting. So it's sustainability. Indian culture is sustainable. We just need to go back to our roots. I think we've been very, very westernized, and I say this in the humblest way. We are that culture jahan pe over generations we would be using clothes and we would be proud of it, and suddenly that's gone. We don't believe in
पूरा cycle complete करना.
Exactly. और हम उसको भी upcycle करते हैं कपड़ों को, है ना? And the thing is, I think we've just gone away from what our origin is. We just need to go back to that. That is sustainability. It is not complicated.
और going back to roots की बात करें, अगर हम देखें कि पहले जो था और अब जो है, हम कितना कुछ भूमि अपनी लाइफ में कर सकते हैं. अगर मैं क्लाइमेट चेंज की अगर स्पेसिफिकली बात करूं, क्योंकि आप इट्स क्लोज टू ऑल ऑफ आवर हार्ट्स. हम अपने बच्चों का फ्यूचर अगर देखें, किस तरह हमारे हेल्थ पर इम्पैक्ट आ रहा है, आप उसके बारे में अगर बताएंगे कि क्यों रेलेवेंट है, बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग हम एस्केप नहीं कर सकते. ईच वन ऑफ अस पर असर पड़ रहा है.
अब का हमारी हेल्थ और प्लैनेट की हेल्थ इंटरलिंक्ड है. अगर आप सोचें कि इतने सारे हमारे शहरों में पोल्यूशन लेवल्स इतना हाई है, वाटर रिसोर्सेज आर नॉट क्लीन. हमने अनेकों स्टडीज़ पढ़ी हैं जहाँ पे हमें बोला जाता है कि हमारे पानी में नैनो प्लास्टिक है, माइक्रो प्लास्टिक है. जो हम ऑक्सीजन ब्रीथ करते हैं उसमें इतने सारे नेस्टी पोल्यूटेंट्स हैं, अगेन माइक्रो प्लास्टिक्स हैं. हमारे खाने में
प्लास्टिक आ गया है.
हैजार्डस चीज़ें हैं. तो जो चीज़ हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं वही चीज़ साइकिल करके हमारे अंदर जा रही है. मतलब घबराने की बात है कि एक सेल्यूलर लेवल पे प्लास्टिक पहुंच गया है. तो आप क्या कर सकते हैं? सबसे पहली तो बात है, अगर आप अपने आप से प्यार करते हैं, पहले लेट्स स्टार्ट. अगर आप खुद से प्यार करते हैं, यार प्लास्टिक का कंजम्पशन बंद कीजिए. सिंगल यूज़ प्लास्टिक, देखिए प्लास्टिक कभी हमारे जीवन से जाएगा नहीं, है ना? मतलब एक्चुअली नहीं, आई शुड बी एन ऑप्टिमिस्ट. उसका यूज़ और सस्टेनेबली होना चाहिए, और वो हम कर सकते हैं. मत पियो प्लास्टिक की बॉटल से.
और ये छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स कैन बी मेक अ बिग इम्पैक्ट.
बिल्कुल, बूंद बूंद से सागर बनता है.
और अगर हम बात करें हमारे कैंपेन की, जिसके आप शुरू से आपने हमें सपोर्ट किया, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट भूमि. अगर हम बात करें जैसे हाइजीन, हेल्थ की, सैनिटेशन की, किस तरह वी कैन इंश्योर कि हम वो भी बेहतर करें और साथ साथ सस्टेनेबल वे में बेहतर करें?
मुझे लगता है इंडिया हैज़ रियली कम अ लॉन्ग वे, स्पेशली जो हमारे सैनिटेशन गोल्स है उन्हें लेके. हैव वी रीच्ड आवर अल्टीमेट गोल? बिल्कुल भी नहीं. मुझे लगता है कि स्मॉल एक्ट्स लाइक लेट्स स्टार्ट बाय स्ट्रेंथनिंग आवर इकोसिस्टम, है ना? अगर आपको लगता है कि शायद आपके इमीडिएट पेरिफेरी में कोई लड़की है जो अभी भी कपड़ा यूज़ करती है और सैनिटरी नैपकिन यूज़ नहीं करती, उसे एजुकेट कीजिए कि क्यों उसके हेल्थ के लिए वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. इवन बेटर वो एक रीयूजेबल कप यूज़ करें, राइट? आई वुड से कि ऐसी छोटी छोटी चीज़ें आप एक बच्ची को एडुकेट कर दीजिए. मुझे लगता है पीरियड्स के अराउंड इतना ज़्यादा स्टिग्मा, और एक्चुअली आपके प्लेटफॉर्म में मैंने इसके बारे में बहुत बार बात की है कि लोग अभी भी हमें केमिस्ट में अखबार में रैप करके सैनिटरी नैपकिन
टबू के तौर पे देखा जाता है, जैसे कोई बीमारी है या गलत चीज़ है.
एंड ये भगवान का दिया गया सिस्टम है. अगर ये नहीं होगा तो आप बच्चे कैसे पैदा करोगे? हमें एक्चुअली इस चीज़ को रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए. और हमारे देश में होता बिल्कुल उल्टा है कि अगर एक लड़की उसके पीरियड शुरू हो जाते हैं तो उसको बिल्कुल ही हम हमारे रोज़मर्रा के जीवन से एक्सक्लूड कर लेते हैं. आपको पता, अगर आप स्टेटिस्टिक्स पढ़े, एजुकेशन, इतने सारे स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट्स होती हैं बच्चियाँ, उनकी बस अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हम छीन रहे हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि एक बहुत ही रेगुलर ह्यूमन फिजियोलॉजिकल चीज़ उनके साथ हो रही है. और अगर ये चीज़ नहीं होगी, अब अपना वंश कैसे आगे बढ़ाएंगे?
I think that's why it's so critical at a platform like the World Economic Forum, where we are talking something like about menstruation, because there are period homes, you're right, उन्हें घर से निकाल दिया जाता है, उनको अलग रहना पड़ता है. I've been to these period homes as well. एक आखिरी सवाल भूमि, since again your voice is so strong, a message you would like to give the leaders, innovators, like yourself, at the World Economic Forum, when it comes to interconnectedness, climate, health, hygiene. How do we make this place a better and more sustainable place for all of us to live in?
Amika, all the 17 SDGs that the UN has put out are all interconnected. And as I said earlier, that if you don't have a healthy planet, you can't have a healthy ह्यूमन फंक्शनिंग. तो जैसा कि आपने कहा, ये सारी चीज़ें इंटरकनेक्टेड है. आपका हाइजीन से लेके प्लानट का हाइजीन, अगर आप गंदगी बाहर फैलाओगे, वो गंदगी अल्टीमेटली आपको इफ़ेक्ट करेगी. जैसा कि हमने देखा जो पैंडेमिक में हुआ. तो मेरा मैसेज, आई कीप इट सिंपल, मेरा मैसेज यही होगा दैट देयर इज़ नो प्लानट बी. This planet is our only home. This is our only opportunity to make sure that the future generations grow up in the kind of abundance that we grew up. So please stop abusing it. And to all leaders, innovators, people that are in a place of power, we need to see more action.
Absolutely. This is our only planet, and like you said earlier, many times I've heard Bhumi say it, we need to share it with all the other species.
Absolutely.
It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much.